I know I'm going to college. Our Puma times, we go and we look up different colleges that we would like to attend. That really helps because I didn't really have an idea of where I wanted to go, but by us having Puma time and stuff, it helps me to, at least get an idea of where I want to go.
Well, I really want to go to the Air Force and get a job because I think it'll open up more opportunities for me in my life later on.
I want to major in forensics when I go to college.
Honestly, I don't know what I want to do yet, but I know here at Wise there's a lot of things I can dibble and dab into so that I can learn my future.
One of the things we focused on in our school mission is having college and career-ready students. So we wanted to begin that in 9th grade. So one of the things we did is we actually started talking about colleges, careers. We've gone on college tours with the 9th graders, and they actually see, okay, well, I need to take this to make sure I'm able to get into college. The grade point averages have gone up consistently. We've instituted a mentoring program where we've had seniors actually mentor the 9th graders. And this encouraged the freshmen to actually see, I need to make sure I get my grade so I can become a senior. So those are the type of things that I've seen as a success in student achievement. I think the culture has changed because of the college and career ready attitude that we have developed and because of the 9th grade academy. The principal came in and actually articulated her vision to us, allowed us to implement the mission statement together as a school, and helped us to develop ways to implement that mission. And she empowered us to be able to do that ourselves.
Principal Marrow and her team collaboratively developed a vision for change that would transform the freshman year student learning experience. They identified a strategy, the 9th grade academy, as a vehicle for implementing that vision. The stage was now set to move from visionary leadership, in which the team built a shared vision for learning that promoted student success, to instructional leadership. The 9th grade academy made possible a culture that inspired self-awareness, reflective practice, and creative problem solving.
I think a lot of people can be stuck in their way of how they learned, so then they become those types of teachers. And sometimes they don't want to budge. Of course, no one wants the freshmen. So how do I get them to see, well, how can I also play a role, even though maybe I teach calculus, but Algebra 1 is also important. I shouldn't let the weight fall on a few department members. How can I assist them? Because as a whole, we want our students to achieve, because by the time they get to me in calculus, I will have needed them to learn the particular skills that they need so that I can also be successful with them. So my challenge would be, how do I get them to share my vision of stepping back and let our students lead the class?
I believe the culture of high school, when it comes to the teachers, no one want to teach the 9th grade. But as the instructional leader, I have learned to stress the focus of we need our strongest teachers with our incoming freshman students so that we could build and equip them with all the tools that they need to be successful on the high school level. So the pushback initially, because wow, I'm teaching the 9th grade, but once they understand the significance of it, and once we show the data and the evidence to them as far as the performance levels, they finally adapt to becoming well-rounded teaching 9th grade students.
It is imperative that teachers have great knowledge of the curriculum and utilize it. Further, teachers are encouraged to communicate and collaborate on teaching style and its effectiveness in the classroom.
To adapt to your students, you need to change certain things, but she wants to make sure that first that you're using the curriculum, and then from there, you make the necessary changes for your students. As a result, there's a lot more professional development, especially during our faculty meetings and in our department meetings to help guide instruction. We do a learning walk so we can see how teachers are implementing the different instructional strategies. A learning walk is a group of teachers or administrators, and you travel across discipline, and they've done that especially in the 9th grade academy to see how students perform in different settings and how teachers are doing different instructional styles. You focus on a particular aspect, so it may be questioning. So as you go in, you observe the classroom environment and you see how a teacher focuses on questioning. or is it clear expectations? So you look around for the bulletin board and different things.
All teachers at WISE have high expectations for every student, and they believe that every student can reach those high expectations. Students' individual backgrounds are valued as a resource, and academic and non-academic support build on student strengths.
I've spent a lot of time with culturally relevant instruction, and so I try to take everything that I have and help them make connections to their own lives so that they're invested in it and they're able to talk about it. I have the same kind of expectations from all the children. How I get them to that place may vary. So I may do some things differently. I may use a couple of different strategies, but I expect everybody to show up to the space that I create to learn something.
Principal Marrow and her team developed processes and a schedule which maximize time for instruction and collaboration. She ensures that teachers and other adults working with students have the time they need to plan, implement, and reflect on high-quality learning opportunities for all students.
I believe that in order for us to be successful, especially in high school where normally teachers close their door, work in isolation, that collaboration and cooperation is a big piece for our growth. I've ensured that each of our subjects, especially our tested subjects, have some collaboration built into our bell schedule daily, where not only do the comprehensive teachers have the time to plan together, but also the special education teachers and our transition teachers' schedules are built around that collaborative planning so that during the day the teachers can sit together, plan, look at their pacing, also look at student work, read test-taking strategies, the steps that they need to go through. So we talked about using the SOLVE method.
When you go through the process of the SOLVE, you're showing your reasoning for that concept.
While I'm an active participant within collaborative planning, the greatest piece I believe is that the peers lead each other and assist each other. And it's not a situation where they're forced to do this, but it's a situation where they actually come together and we see results as a result of them planning and preparing together.
We have got the buy-in of the teachers working collaboratively to improve the student achievement. And what that means is we have teachers meeting once a month for collaborative planning as they plan for the up and coming weeks. During that collaborative planning, not only do they plan for the upcoming weeks, but we reflect on what has already been taught. And we looked at the weaknesses and strengths of our students, what indicators were met, were not met, and we tried to come up with a strategy how to build that into instruction without getting off of the alignment of instruction, and how to build that into our instruction so the kids can meet that objective.
When I go to college after this, I will remember what my teachers would tell me, like, always do your best and give 100% and prove that you are able to knock it out of the park. And when one of my teachers told me that, I felt kind of surprised, but he wanted me to prove that I could be capable of going beyond my limits. He's like a mentor. My teacher's a mentor to me.
Before, entry into high school was a difficult experience. Now, students see the relevancy of their work to their careers after high school.